everyone, it's Maki. Do you all like mobile suits that use kiddies? Are you thinking of the Gundam Death Size series from Gundam Wing? Its pitch black body and beams are pretty cool, aren't they? Or perhaps the Eiger from Victory Gundam, it's quite a stylish mass-produced mobile suit. The Gundam Gregmori from the spin-off of Iron-Blooded Orphans also possesses a weapon that resembles a Sith. Today, I'll be discussing a Gundam from Gundam Seed that uses a Sith as a weapon. It's the Forbidden Gundam. It appears in the latter part of the story as a powerful antagonist Gundam. Indeed, Gundams that use kiddies as weapons are very cool. It's one of my favorite mobile suits. Its presence is like the Grim Reaper itself, reaping lives with its large Sith. The pirate responsible for it is Andres, a boosted human of the Earth Alliance. So, let's dive into the terrifying yet captivating capabilities of the Forbidden Gundam today. The Forbidden Gundam is a new generation mobile suit developed by the Earth Alliance to defeat the Zaft forces. It was developed as a successor to the 5 GATX series mobile suits, including the Stry Gundam. It's sometimes referred to as the second phase GATX series. A significant departure from the initial GATX series is that the development was led by the defense conglomerate under the control of Mirror Asrael's foundation. In essence, it's a Gundam primarily developed under the guidance of Blue Cosmos. The original GATX series had been overseen by Admiral Dwayne Halberton of the Earth Alliance. Halberton was not influenced by Blue Cosmos ideology. In the TV anime, he showed a gentlemanly attitude towards Kiro Yamamoto and strongly disapproved of natural battles in humane views. He designated the GATX series as G weapons. The G stands for both Genesis and Genocide. Genesis refers to the inception of new mobile suit technology for the Earth Alliance, and Genocide refers to the eradication of enemy mobile suits. It's unclear how Admiral Halberton perceived this name. Perhaps he employed the extreme term genocide to persuade the military's upper echelons. Had Admiral Halberton, who was not inclined towards Blue Cosmos philosophy, not lost his life, the GATX series might not have come under the control of Blue Cosmos. However, he was killed by Rauva Creed's attack. Halberton, regarded as a strategic genius by Creed, played a crucial role. His death paved the way for the birth of the second phase GATX series, including the Forbidden Gundam. Subsequently, the GATX series data ended up in the hands of William Sutherland, a radical ideologue, and then to Mirror Asrael, with whom he had close ties. The new generation of G weapons was determined to be developed as weapons for the genocide against coordinators. Hence, the Forbidden Gundam was born. The Forbidden Gundam uses the same X200 series frame as the Blitz Gundam. The X200 series frame is used for mobile suits intended for specialized equipment. Inheriting the development concept of the Blitz Gundam, it is essentially its successor. The Blitz Gundam was designed for rapid infiltration into enemy lines. Developed with the Mirage Colloid stealth concept, it achieved dramatic results targeting the Earth Alliance's Artemis base. However, the Mirage Colloid stealth system had the drawback of consuming a significant amount of energy. The Forbidden Gundam incorporates a new feature that utilizes Mirage Colloid particles. It's called the Guided Panzer, an anti-beam defense system. This allows the particles to deflect beam attacks protecting the mobile suit. Combined with the trans-base armor, which offers robust physical resistance, the Forbidden Gundam achieves formidable defensive capabilities. Its design philosophy emphasizes rapid infiltration into enemy lines, powered by its impressive speed. Apart from the guided panzer, its other equipment is also quite potent. The propulsion power of its backpack, which enables rapid assaults on enemy lines, is exceptional. It can transform into a high-speed assault mode that can envelop the mobile suit. Not only in the air, but it's also capable of rapid underwater movement. It can even attack enemy warships from underwater, slashing them in half with its remarkable speed. The name Forbidden is often explained as meaning to seal or block the enemy's attacks. Some opinions suggest it originates from the Book of Revelation, implying judgment for those who have committed taboo sins. Let's take a closer look at the terrifying armament of the Forbidden Gundam. A powerful villain is always the best element to make any story exciting, regardless of the era. First, we have the 70mm anti-aircraft automatic Vulcan turret system, Aegilstan. Surprisingly, out of the 3 mobile suits developed under the second phase of the GATX series, only the Forbidden Gundam is equipped with the Aegilstan. Considering its role to charge into enemy lines solo, it's evident that they aim to equip it with as much weaponry as possible. Its caliber is the same as that of the Strike Gundam and Dual Gundam. This weapon is mainly used for close-range defense and intercepting missiles, and its capability for automatic firing is also a distinguishing feature. Next is the 150mm machine gun, Armfeuer. Arm means arm in German, and full gear translates to fire. It's a large caliber machine gun built into both arms for enemy mobile suits without phase shift armor. It's an incredibly potent weapon. A significant feature is that it's fixed to the arm, allowing it to be used even when wielding other weapons. Moreover, in the high-speed assault mode, when the Aegilstan becomes unusable, the Armfeuer compensates by providing shooting combat capability. Following that is the 88mm railgun, Exeran. This is a movable railgun attached to the backpack. The name Exeran means canine in German. It has enough destructive power to take down a mass-produced mobile suit in a single shot. Notably, its caliber is smaller than the Armfeuer's, which might come as a surprise. Despite this, it has extremely powerful destructive power. With its long barrel and electromagnetic acceleration, it delivers powerful attacks. Additionally, this barrel plays a vital role when using the beam cannon introduced next. The barrel interior is equipped with 3 guidance devices, enabling beam deflection using Mirage colloid technology. Lastly, we have the guided plasma cannon. Frostfog is the most powerful shooting weapon equipped on the Forbidden Gundam, capable of firing high-powered plasma beams. It can destroy multiple mobile suits with a single shot. This weapon has its barrel installed on the backpack, necessitating a transformation to the high-speed assault mode for use. Moreover, by pairing with Exeran's beam deflection system, it's possible to bend the beam's trajectory. Depending on the pilot's skill, it can unleash a devastating attack that could potentially take out multiple enemy units at once. In the spin-off series, Destiny Stray Kite Madigan comments on this weapon, stating a skilled mobile suit pilot is always observing the enemy's gun barrels. Thus, they can even dodge attacks from nearly instantaneous beam weapons. To counter this technology, beam weapons with curved lines of fire were developed. Similarly, in the Astray series, Daiiwakumo dodges attacks from the Gundam Astray Red Frames beam rifle with his mobile armor and bias. Moreover, the second G sniper equipment of the Gundam Astray Blue Frame, piloted by Guy after modifications, incorporates a function to bend the beam using mirage colloid particles, similar to the Forbidden Gundam. The Forbidden Gundam, with its high-capacity energy pack and trans-phase armor, has improved energy efficiency compared to the initial GATX series, allowing it to rapidly fire the Freshbog. The name Freshbog originates from a giant in Norse mythology, which takes the form of an eagle and stirs the winds. The very cool and terrifying weapon is the heavy decapitation sickle, called Nidhogg. It's a sickle used in hand-to-hand combat. Although it doesn't utilize beams, it possesses the destructive power to easily slice through battleship armor. This weapon incorporates technology brought from a colony that has preserved ancient techniques, known as the Graveyard. This graveyard is also a region that appears in Seed Astray. However, the people living in this colony take pride in their technology. Even after their techniques became obsolete, they chose to live peacefully while continually refining their skills. It might be hard to imagine them providing technology to extremist organizations like Blue Cosmos. In Seed Astray, there are depictions of raiders attacking to steal their advanced technology. Perhaps, through such circumstances, Blue Cosmos might have acquired their technology. Logel, having mastered the Graveyard's techniques after intense training, forged the Gabi Strait, which deflects beam attacks. However, it is uncertain whether the Nidhogg of the Forbidden Gundam possesses a similar feature. Regarding its handle, since it was destroyed by the Justice Gundam's beam saber, it's highly likely that it wasn't treated with anti-beam coating. Nidhogg is the name of a serpent from Norse mythology. It's an entity that gnaws at the roots of the world tree. In some tales, it is described as a black dragon that soars carrying the dead on its wings on the day of the apocalypse. It can be interpreted as a weapon fitting for the Forbidden Gundam, which guards a nuclear missile strike force that brings massive death. One can't overlook the crucial defensive equipment, the Guided Panzer Energy Deflection Armor. In German, Guided means flexible and Panzer means armor. This equipment, which applies mirage colloid particle technology, can bend the trajectory of beams. Unlike anti-beam coated armors that deflect, its distinct feature is to bend the trajectory. The armor itself doesn't inherently possess special defensive capabilities against beam attacks. However, the Guided Panzer has adopted trans-phase armor, ensuring it has shielding capabilities. Furthermore, both phase shift armor and trans-phase armor have enhanced heat resistance, providing better defense against beam weapons compared to regular armor. While the Guided Panzer can defend by deflecting beam attacks a sufficient distance and angle are necessary for the beam to deflect. In situations where the deflected beam cannot go outward from the machine, it will take damage. It's vulnerable to extremely close-range fire or weapons like the beam boomerang. In the TV anime, it's depicted being damaged by Justice Gundam's beam boomerang. How did the Forbidden Gundam perform, you wonder? Let's delve into the allure of this captivating antagonist. Its first real combat deployment was during the Orb Liberation Operation by the Earth's Alliance forces. It came under invasion merely for refusing to align with the Earth Alliance. This operation had two main objectives: the conquest of the mass driver facilities, which could transport troops to space, and the collection and promotion of combat aid on the latest weapons, the second phase GATX series, under the dominion of Murida's military-industrial complex. The scene featuring the pilot, Shay, is quite memorable. He's seen wearing headphones, listening to music at a high volume. This scene might give viewers the impression of him having a valiant cooperative personality. However, that's not necessarily the case. He belongs to the Earth Alliance's boosted man category of enhanced humans. Moreover, the degree of enhancement he underwent is the deepest among the three, who appear simultaneously. As a result, his mental state is seriously fractured, and it's unclear whether the concept of cooperation even exists in his condition. When the operation commenced, the Forbidden Gundam effortlessly severed the battleship's bridge with the Nidhogg. Furthermore, in the following scene, the battleship itself is depicted as being split in two. It's a moment that truly illustrates the astonishing cutting power of the Nidhogg. I thought it would continue to work as it is, but it unintentionally interferes with the Raider Gundam's attack. The serious judgment issues of the boosted man are immediately exposed. Nonetheless, despite such poor coordination, it puts up a good fight against the Freedom Gundam and Kira Yamato. The Nidhogg's attacks are not particularly effective against the Freedom Gundam, which boasts phase shift armor. Nevertheless, there are scenes where it simply blows the defended Freedom Gundam away. Given that the Freedom Gundam is equipped with a high-powered nuclear engine compared to battery-driven units, it's a rather surprising sight. Furthermore, although its ability to coordinate with allies is low, its combat prowess is highlighted. There's a scene where it bends the beam fired by the Calamity Gundam using the guided panzer, directing it towards the Justice Gundam's movement. While nearly making a mistaken shot at the Raider Gundam, the impressive use of intricate equipment to effectively attack the enemy is truly moving. Additionally, in this scene, the guided panzer isn't directed squarely to the front of the unit, yet it still manages to deflect the beam likely. This suggests that beam deflection by a Mirage colloid can be executed without pointing the shield portion directly forward. Now, onto a scene I personally find quite intriguing. The Forbidden Gundam charges in with the sun at its back. It reminded me of a scene from Gundam Wing, where the Gundam Death-size Hell attacks with the moon as its backdrop. In many creative works, the moon is often depicted as a symbol of death. The scene with Death-size Hell attacking, with the moon in the background, destroying only war and weaponry without taking lives, remains a significant symbol of Gundam Wing's narrative. Conversely, the sun is often portrayed as a symbol of life. The Forbidden attacking with the sun at its back seems to take pleasure in taking lives in this context. It's a splendid juxtaposition that transcends the framework of the work, at least in my personal view. The Forbidden Gundam's attack is evaded, and immediately afterward, the Justice Gundam launches an almost identical tactic with the Fathom 00. However, this attack is merely a feint. Once the Fathom obscures the view, the Freedom Gundam appears and strikes directly with its railgun at close range. The trans-phase armor on the Forbidden Gundam doesn't take much damage. It merely gets knocked back with a powerful impact. At this point, Kira still attacks in a manner to avoid taking his opponent's life as much as possible. Yet even after taking this attack, Shade does not consider retreating. On the contrary, the result is an intensified hostility towards the Freedom Gundam and Justice Gundam. In Sea Destiny, Shin, having received a similar attack, misunderstands that he's been provoked, thus intensifying his animosity. There are also depictions that contrast with these. Having the attack on his cockpit evaded, Izak is taken aback by Kiro's actions. In the novel version, it's depicted that Izak becomes convinced that Kiro's call for the Earth Alliance and task forces to retreat is not out of hypocrisy, but with genuine sincerity. The portrayal emphasizes the significantly different impressions Kiro's fighting style leaves on various adversaries. In the Operation to Liberate All, the Freedom Gundam and Justice Gundam couldn't perform notably in the face of their collaboration. Malta as well, too, seems dissatisfied with the performance of the boosted men in this operation. However, the ability to pin down the nuclear engine-equipped Freedom and Justice Gundams was indeed a significant achievement, paving the way for the conquest of Orb. While the control of the mass driver failed, the Earth Alliance temporarily succeeded in occupying Orb. The revelation that the two mobile suits are equipped with nuclear engines is something Azrael learns only as the story progresses further. Even when the setting of the story shifts to space, the battles continue. The Forbidden Gundam, guarding the nuclear missile attack squad, defeats many enemies. It's depicted that even the Gates, the latest mobile suits of the task forces, find it challenging to evade the beam attacks from the Freshberg. However, Shade's mental immaturity is also illustrated. There's a scene where, against the Gates that attacks the Forbidden Gundam, Shade confronts the beam rifle attack with his guided panzer and closes in with the mobile suit. As competent in combat as the Forbidden Gundam, it would likely be easy to move swiftly behind a mass-produced suit, like the Gates. Yet here, Shade deliberately chooses to deflect the beams head-on while advancing, a wasteful consumption of energy. Immediately after, he cuts the Gates vertically in half with his mid-hugger. Had he considered only defeating his opponent, cutting horizontally would have been less taxing on the weapon. This scene further reveals Shade's inability to make calm decisions. And eventually, the moment arrives when the Forbidden Gundam is defeated. Its adversaries are the Strike Rouge, Buster Gundam and Duo Gundam. While the Strike Rouge has been enhanced, all are initial GATX series mobile suits. The Forbidden Gundam attacks the Strike Rouge from behind with its Freshbird, but the Duo Gundam defends against it. It uses the guided panzer to defend against the Duo Gundam's counterattack, but the Buster Gundam's attack disrupts its stance. Challenged to close combat by the Duo Gundam, it launches an attack with its Freshbird. The close-range attack envelops the Duo Gundam in a massive explosion. Shade believes in his victory, but from the midst of the explosion emerges the Duo Gundam, having discarded its assault shroud. The duelist, having shed the cloak of revenge, finally defeats the Forbidden Death God. The presence of the Forbidden Gundam power-free and movingly depicts the stance of Izek and the Duo Gundam rising for peace. It can truly be described as the exemplary performance of an ideal villain. The Forbidden Gundam is truly a cool mobile suit. Its distinctive sys and the technology utilizing the Mirage colloid leave a lasting impression. The effects of guided panzer have been found to also offer resistance against water pressure. This led to the development of underwater mobile suits like Forbidden Blue and other models in the Forbidden series by the Earth Alliance. In Sea Destiny, the Forbidden Vortex makes its appearance. However, unfortunately, because the pirate was not a boosted man, it gets shot down by Gun and so no. The lack of coordination among the boosted men like Shay is touched upon slightly in the spin-off. Gundam Seed destroyed the artificial coordinator, who was their test battle opponent. Mentioned their ability as pilots is very high, but their coordination with allies is extremely poor, which is a fatal flaw as soldiers. Yet, this lack of coordination among Shay and his team later triggers actions by a certain individual that has a significant impact on the world. This is a topic we discussed in another program related to another hidden seed in the world. If you're interested, please check it out. The origin of the character named Chez Andres is unknown in the works of the French writer Cohen. The Francis titled Dictionary Infernal, there is a demon named Andres. Andres is a demon that attempts to massacre both foes and allies, a demon with the power to bring discord. The side of attacking both allies and enemies through guided panzer might remind one of this demon. On a personal note, Shay appeared in the opening sequence way before his actual introduction in the story. Only the name of Forbidden Gundam is revealed in the opening, and not Shay's, so I was greatly surprised, thinking maybe Nicole Amalfi had for some reason transformed into a darker character and become an enemy. The hair color was similar, and since he was piloting a Gundam, I made a big misunderstanding. Which aspect of the Forbidden Gundam do you like? If you like the large cis code mecha, please hit the subscribe button and let us know. If you're a fan of the bending beam Fresselberg, hit the like button, and if you love the understated but cool on fire, please press the bell button. See you in the next episode.